Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic Official. I'm Magic Mel, and this is Al, my spirit guide. Welcome to episode 13 of season 8. I hope you're doing well on the super moon in Aquarius, super full moon in Thema. How are you doing? Where are you sitting? I'm here in Spain, in the Costa Blanca, Javier, and from here there is a direct, beautiful view to the moon. And remember, I told you last week that I was going to embody my higher self really right here, right now. No more postponing, no more splitting of timelines, bringing it all into the present moment. That's what I did. So I organized my first spiritual event here at Casa Lily, a full moon gathering. And I can't believe I did it, to be honest. It was last night. It actually turned out really, really well. I put my best into it, I put my heart into it, and I trusted the universe. There's only so much we can do with our intentions and our actions. At some point, we have to let go and say, okay, bring me the 50%. Support here, universe. I'm not doing this on my own. This is a collaboration, co-creation. And it was beautiful. A week ago, it was just an idea. And I got inspired by somebody who sent me a full moon invite. And I thought, you know what, Magic Mel? We can do the same here, right now. It's only 1 week left to prepare. Why not? Let's do it. So in one day, I prepared the invite. I designed a poster. I sent it out via WhatsApp. And people responded. I had 4 amazing guests. Each one of them actually contacted me after I had put out the advertisement, which is telling also because what you seek is seeking you. And it was a kind of test run because I hadn't really intentionally gathered a group for Magic Mel's purposes, i.e. to provide a container, to provide a safe space, an intimate group setting where we all come together for the same purpose, to connect with the lunar rhythm, the cosmic rhythm, to take stock of the past 6 months, to share our gratitude, to reflect on what we can be grateful for, to release intentionally with the group what no longer serves us, and to set intentions. There was a guided meditation at the end with the full moon rising. We shared food, and there was a tarot reading. So it was all in all a magical event, and I'm super proud of myself. Because one thing is thinking about an idea or having the vision, and another thing is bringing it down to earth. And we talked about this. Again, the intuition, the receiving of the idea, of the insight of the vision. We need to be in our feminine energy, receptive, not overthinking, clearing the mind so we can actually receive guidance, insight, inspiration from the higher realms. And then once the vision sinks in, we got to do something about it. Otherwise it just stays at fantasy possibility level. So from the possibility level vibration, we have to focus on it to make it a probability and act on it to make it a full-blown manifestation. And that's how the masculine and feminine energies within us work in harmony. One is not more valuable than the other. Both need each other. So it works. What can I say? It works. I was tested because I also had obviously an idea of who the group would be, and it was actually women. And then last minute, 2 hours before the event, a guy, Carlos, he saw my poster in a kind of random, there's another story. It's all about everything happens for us. Remember I told you that also, I mean, not just only me, but I like to remind us all that everything happens for us. So for example, one poster I had printed, I wanted to put up in the local market. But that day, Friday, the market was already closed. And I said, I'm not going home with this poster. I'm going to hang it somewhere. So I saw my favorite bar, they were opening. I said, guys, can I hang my poster in there? And I was thinking, maybe not the most convenient place to hang a poster for a full moon ceremony. But I said, why not? Just put it there. And guess where Carlos, the last person who attended the event, saw the invite? In the bar. So if I hadn't hung it, oh my God, then he wouldn't have seen it and he wouldn't have come. In any case, he rang 2 hours before the event. Hey, can I come? And he was Spanish, and I was like, oh my God, is it gonna fit? You know, it's English speaking mainly, Spanish guy. I'm like, and then you know what I did? I paused. I was driving. I said, I'm gonna pause, get out of the mind chatter, and just check in with my body. I'm a human design generator. I check in with my sacral authority. So I just dropped into my body and I asked my psychic tool, my body, my intuition. I said, what do you think? What do you guys think? Go or no go? And they were like, go. I'm like, okay. Remember we spoke about risk also? It was a risk. I'm like, okay, I don't know who this person is. Actually, I didn't know any of the four. No, one of the four people was one of my coaching clients. So I knew her. But the other three people were complete strangers. So talking about relying on our gut, on our trust, trusting the universe, trusting life, that all of this would come together well and would harmonize each other. And it did. I was so pleased that that I allowed Carlos to come, because it was a beautiful balance to the rest of us chicas. And I also thought, you know what? I congratulate the guys and the bis and the trans, and I want everyone to come together. I don't want to be this kind of elitist group maker just because I feel maybe safer with the ladies. So it really opened my own mind, and it was the universe saying, hey, Magic Mel, step out of your own little box. I bring you Carlos. Take him or leave it. I said, vale, vamos. And it turned out, again, really well. So in the future, if you want to attend one of my events, got to put yourself on the waiting list because this is just the beginning, guys. We're just getting started. But it's a proof that we can make stuff happen. We can take the reins of our ideas and make them happen now. And one of the callings or invitations, I listened to Lee Harris. If you don't know Lee Harris, check him out. He makes these monthly foresights or premonitions, or like a weather forecast, energetic weather forecast. And Lee Harris said one of the key themes in August is to take leadership. You know, there's this saying, you got to lead your life. But it's no trivial saying. What does it mean to really lead our lives? We got to trust ourselves to be able to make decisions that are in our highest good. Okay, even if we make the wrong decision, if we mess up, well, we learn from it. But the point is that we make our own decisions. Yes, you can ask somebody whose opinion actually you value and you think is useful, because not everyone's input is useful. You can ask, but at the end of the day, rely on your own gut, brain, heart brain, brain, and gut brain. You have several brains to make the right decision. And the reason I'm proud of myself is because, remember, I spoke about in last episodes, I myself was resisting actually taking action because my mind was coming up with excuses. Oh, you're not quite ready. Oh, why don't you wait until so-and-so? Keep on postponing. As if I needed permission from somebody to actually take action. And I was like, you know, like in the Westerns, there's this, what do you call that? That bush that rolls over the road. I was just sitting there waiting for the proverbial bus to arrive. And I remember a friend of mine, he said, way back, Mel, life is not a bus station. i.e., don't just sit there and wait for the bus to arrive. Take action. Lead. So if you feel a tugging in your heart, if you have this idea, if you know deep down, if you drop into your body and you really listen to your being, there's something you want to do that comes from your heart space, I encourage you from the heart, to take action, follow your heart, and use your mind for what it's made for. The mind is brilliant to solve problems. It's not brilliant to be at the forefront of, it's not a good leader, let's put it that way. It's a brilliant tool, but the leader is the heart. And the age of Aquarius, we're all asked to go back into a heart space, to collaborate, to build something new, but from the right place. So if you feel that little tugging, that little voice, that little intuition that's telling you, don't you think it's time to finally do so-and-so? Wouldn't it be a good idea to finally go on stage, to finally write that song, to finally start that book, to go back to painting, to open that school, to dedicate more time to gardening. You know, we all have this personal calling that comes from our heart space. And it's not usually not screaming, the mind likes to scream, but the heart whispers. So for us to be able to hear our heart, you gotta calm the mind. Come on, everyone's saying it, not just me. Have the right tools. So many tools out there. It actually takes doing it, not just thinking about it again. Oh, I know about all these tools. Okay, what are you doing about it consistently to come back into your body, present moment, to drop in and say, hey, I'm the creator of my reality. I'm constantly creating, whether I'm consciously creating or unconsciously creating. So how about I take the reins of my life and start creating consciously as a conscious creator? That is, going on a tangent, that is what following or fleshing out the path of our destiny means. And I got inspired by Sarah Al-Khaldi, the alchemist. If you don't know her, check her out on YouTube. She's amazing. Her recent video on fate or destiny, karma, stepping off the wheel of karma onto our wheel of dharma, which is linked with our destiny. We're constantly, with each choice and each thought and each decision, opening a new timeline, and with it, new possibilities, and with actions, new probabilities and new manifestations. It's constantly splitting the timeline every moment. So to resolve our karma, to learn the lessons from our patterns that we were born into. We're born into a certain constellation, or we're not like tabula rasa. To learn the lessons and step into our soul's path is dharma, of being of service. That is where sweet destiny, the highest timeline, lies. And it's up to us to fill out that blueprint. There might be a possible blueprint, but it's up to us to actually live it, claim it, own it, embody it. Bring it into 3D. I'm proud of myself because I finally took action on this heart's calling, which was, hey, stop doing the Airbnb. Start doing the spiritual retreats that you were talking about, that you said was your wish. Who is that person? Who is Magic Mel who leads those retreats? Who do you need to become to lead those retreats? How do you act? That's what embodying means. It's from an idea to actually impersonate that persona, that self, that is capable and able to bring about our heart's desires. Because yes, the universe brings miracles and brings unexpected surprises, but we gotta do our part. That's where empowerment also lies. We don't just sit back and, bing, 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 all the manifestations come from the ether. We're asked to challenge ourselves to harness our creative energy, our manifestation, our magician's energy to make it happen. Yes, with intention, with thought, with beliefs, with self-talk, with self-concept, but also with action. That's where the adventure unfolds. And I'm happy because I finally, for the first time in my life, this is still recording this, first time in my life, feel like I'm really present and I'm really not just on the right path. I feel like I am the path, i.e. I'm making it happen step by step, consciously being aware of the signs, being very aware also of what my immediate reality, my life is reflecting back to me, because life is speaking to us all the time. Life is giving us hints, is giving us situations which we are manifesting to give us a feedback. It's like a feedback loop. So where you sit back, you observe, you watch, you take it and you process, and you're like, okay, does this feel like I am in alignment with this higher calling? Or, oops, I can't scratch. Or does something feel off? Am I somehow out of integrity, or am I acting in congruence, in alignment? Am I somehow sabotaging myself? Is there some limiting belief in myself that is keeping me from expecting the best and from acting out that best, highest version of myself, the most joyful, the most deserving, the one that knows he, she, they is worthy to receive? Or is there some part in me resisting? And resisting in the sense that's scared to actually be that person, to be that light, to step into the light, to be the leader of our lives and maybe not other lives, but be a leader. By being a leader, I don't mean like governing people, but it's being conscious about what you're creating and knowing that when you act in your highest good, you're acting in the highest good of everyone. It's a given, it's law. So a collateral, not even collateral damage, a collateral consequence is that when you are in your highest, you inspire other people, you uplift other people, you support other people. So that was a 13-minute intro for video 13 of season 8. That's my little summary, guys. It's my little summary. And of course, in my case, this is just the beginning. You know, I spent the whole day today reflecting what I can do better, how I can improve. I sent the participants a feedback form because this is not a full stop. We are just writing the first sentence of the new page of my new story. So the point is not to race through the story, but to write a sentence, pause, reflect, take it in, write the next sentence, and so on and so forth. To be conscious of every step and to enjoy each step also and to celebrate each step. For example, today my mind was already, okay, tick, this is done. What's next? I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let's just congratulate ourselves. This comes hand in hand with being our own best friend, being our own cheerleader, and not in this megalomaniac sense, but you know, it's so important to have your own back. It's so important to be the first one to congratulate yourself for having done a job well done. And of course I shared it with some friends who, like my coach and some close friends who I knew they celebrate me. You know, they like it when I share my good news. But first and foremost, I do it for myself, with myself, before I sprint ahead to the next thing that's to be worked on or manifested. It's taking this pause after each full stop. Okay, before the next sentence, there's a gap. We pause, we reflect, we celebrate, we congratulate ourselves. And that's part of enjoying the journey and not getting fixated about the goal and just celebrating once we have reached the goal. No, it's about enjoying the process, every step of it. Not postponing our happiness, not postponing our joy to the future, but claiming it in each moment. And that also grounds us in the now, makes us more appreciative, and makes us more able to appreciate other people also. Because people know when you're really present or not. Your body might be here, but your mind is somewhere else. Your attention and your presence is something so valuable. If somebody can give you your full attention and really listens and really is there for you, that's powerful. Especially in this day and age where we're like distracted by a gazillion things. So I reflected today, I congratulated myself, I took stock of the situation, I rested also, I realized, wow, talking about balancing of energies, I need to make sure that what I output is being reciprocated, because I'm no longer just pouring till my own cup is empty, and not that I need to be filled by other people, but I need to make sure that it's a give and receive. We spoke about this. We give from our energy and receive from others. It shouldn't be just a one-way stream. So I'm making sure that's the right balance, but overall, it is the right direction. And how do we know that? You know, when we work on the wrong things, you don't even have to work long and you're already exhausted. And in this situation where I did something from my heart, yes, I was tired today, but I was happy, I was satisfied deep within. So it's asking ourselves, what is worth our energy? Is it worth it? I said, yes, this was worth it. I can do things better, I can maybe balance things out a bit more, but overall, it was worth this bold move. And bringing together 4 beautiful souls with me, 5, and create some magic together. That was a bold move. So, question for you is, if you really quiet your mind, if you really come into your body, what is that little heart's whisper? What is that idea that you've been putting off? that you really would like to try out, but are maybe resisting or maybe scared to try out, and that you're pushing into the future, you know what that is. Could be a situation, could be an idea, could be a project, could be a new life path, could be a choice. Your heart knows. And we can pretend we don't hear it. We can follow the mind into its maze. But we know when something is off. And we know when we're not congruent with ourselves. We can try and deny the feeling. We can repress it. We can self-soothe, self-medicate. But deep down, the malaise of not really following our heart, as cliche as it sounds, remains. So just ask yourself, is it worth it? Ask yourself with everything, is it worth it? Vale. I feel like I've had hair on my... Anyway. Shall we pull some cards for this supermoon in Aquarius? It's August also. It's August. Amazing. Crazy and amazing. Let's pull some cards. Connecting with your Asgard team and recording. Yeah. It's going to be a bit of a longer episode. Might cut at some point. I have to paste it together, but it's worth it. All right. Connecting with your Asgard team and my Asgard team. What energy are we asked to embody with this super full moon in Aquarius? Thank you so much. Connecting, especially with your spirit team. I kid you not. Talking about leadership. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is the priest of priests, spiritual leader. He also represents, in a way, dogma or tradition. But I like to read this in the context of what we've been talking about. Being the leader of our own life. Being the spiritual leader. Connecting with our higher self. That is connected to our soul. Knowing what values are really coherent with our heart. So really sit well with us, and then following, fleshing out our lives, fleshing out our projects in accordance with those values. Realizing also that we are our own shamans. We don't need to outsource our authority from outside. And it doesn't mean that we cannot listen to knowledgeable people, wise people. But at the end of the day, your inner self is your guide. Your inner Hierophant will guide you, will lead you. And the question is always, are you listening? And do you trust it? And do you act upon it? That's what we're asked to embody. Next question. What's your current challenge with this full moon in Aquarius? Thank you so much. What are you challenged by currently? What is an opportunity to grow? You're challenged by coming out of the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is all about choice, not a little bit all that glitter syndrome, where we're maybe tempted by sparkly, shiny object syndrome, and then we get confused and get analysis paralysis, and maybe we're tempted by superficiality without looking at the deeper content of things. You're invited to come out of that. And it has everything to do with knowing what our values are. What is really important to you? What are your priorities? And then you can make decisions by assessing your values, or by bringing that situation relative to those values. Ask yourself, okay, according to my values, what is important to me in this situation? What choice is more aligned? That's how we can get out of analysis paralysis. and come out of distraction. And boy, I'm in it. I mean, talking about the devil, distraction is a big one. No? I mean, we get tempted by so many things, even without the phone. The phone is one big Pandora's box with distractions. But yeah, we got to be clear on what our intentions are, our goals are, what we want to manifest, and then kind of create a loose structure. At least I'm trying to do that, create a structure for myself. Not super rigid, because life happens, it can be flexible, but at least to give us some constraints and a framework to work around. Otherwise, time slips away, and every email, every call from a friend can take us into another direction. Check in with your intuition, of course. Maybe it's the universe bringing some unexpected opportunity, but we get easily distracted. I mean, I do. So let's use our inner wisdom gauge of the Hierophant to come out of analysis paralysis and really assess the situations and opportunities. Even opportunities, not every opportunity is on our highest. And quite frankly, we only have so much time and so much energy, so we can only dedicate our time and energy to such and such things. So what is important to you? What is the priority? Yeah? Check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. Next one. What is in your near future? After, when you harness your inner shaman and come out of analysis paralysis, what is the opportunity? Thank you so much, dear Aska, Spirit team. Wow. Oh my God. The opportunity is judgment call, to come out of the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is all about conflict of interest or quarrel, that can be internally or outside, to not get entangled in unnecessary drama, unnecessary superficial struggles. And again, look at the colors here. Look at the red. The red one is you. That's the one that's calling out to me. And you is the one who holds the power. It's actually you also who can fly, or who cuts your wings. It's you at the center stage. So judgment call happening, which means, are you following that inner calling? Or are you getting ensnared in petty dramas? Call upon your inner Hierophant. Get out of analysis paralysis, distractive mode, option, what is the other one? Option paralysis. Don't be tempted by petty drama. Follow your inner calling. And with that comes a kind of rebirth, resuscitation. When you really follow your calling, a new timeline opens, new possibilities, and you're literally creating something absolutely different. But we got to follow that calling, and we got to connect with ourselves, and we got to listen and trust and act on that. It's always a little bit of the same message, guys, but it is what it is. And talking about repetition, we're bombarded by so much not useful narratives that are repetitive. So why not repeat the good stuff also? That's what I'm saying, especially when we want to engrave new neural pathways. It takes repetition, repetition, repetition. And one final message from Haniel, directly the moon. What does the full moon in Aquarius have to say to you? As additional message to what we've already said. Any specific message? Thank you so much. Where are you sitting? Are you able to see the moon? I guess it's a bit difficult in the city. But let me know whereabouts you're sitting, if you can see the moon, if you're connecting to the moon. It's definitely one way of connecting to a larger rhythm, and also earthly rhythm. Keeps me grounded. Keeps me also accountable, because I make intentions, I set intentions, I release regularly what doesn't serve me anymore. I also ask for support to release stuff, but it's not always easy. Or we don't make it easy, we hang on to things. Okay, I love it. Oops. One is conclusions are within reach. So if you've been waiting for some situation to finally resolve itself, look at the super full moon. It's within reach. So be patient and trust and be receptive and be open. So you can actually perceive when that conclusion is taking place. And the other one is luck is on your side. Hey, it fits with the bow and arrow. Crazy how that fits actually. Luck is on your side. And you know, when we really believe that, like yesterday, one of my participants, she said, I'm always lucky. It's just the way it is. I'm always lucky. And she gave us examples of what happened to her. She so believes that she's lucky that life inevitably dishes out her belief. Our beliefs are so powerful. Our beliefs are our subconscious mind, and our conscious mind is only the tip of the iceberg. So your unconscious mind, your beliefs manifest. They're actually the motor. So why not believe in affirmations that are useful for us, like telling yourself, hey, luck is on your side. Luck is on my side. I'm a lucky person. Things always work out well for me. I mean, you could think the opposite, believe the opposite. Things never turn out good for me, and see where that takes you. You're going to manifest what you believe. It's law. So be aware of what you're thinking, what you're believing. Check those beliefs and ask yourself, does it really serve me? If not, let it go, especially now with this full moon. Big invite to let it go, to clear your energetic field, to make space, to ask for guidance, to release, to set your new intentions. Practice, embody it. Feel it in your body. Because affirmations without feeling it are useless. They're just on the conceptual plane. You gotta, it takes practice, but you gotta, they also say, act as if. Believe it until you receive it. Embodiment means feeling it. That's where the magnetic field, the vibrations of our emotions can attract that new timeline, those new situations. The mind is electric, the body is magnetic. So we got to work with both to bring the new reality into 3D. Yeah. So why don't you start with telling yourself luck is on your side? Look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and say, hey, luck is on my side. Why not? See what happens. Test it out. If you're of the skeptical mind, be a a scientist about it, and just say, okay, I'm going to see what happens if I actually set my intention for the day. I'm going to tell myself, this is going to be a good day, and then see what happens. Have your checklist or document proof. Go about it like that if you're of the scientific type. Surprise yourself. Be experimental. Hola Bandidos, I'll leave you with that. I got to paste together this beautiful video. It's a bit long, but why not? Coconut. It's been 5 days since our last show. And this is just the beginning. For all of you new here on my channel, I welcome you. I've also decided, you know what? I'm going to go all out Magic Mail. Because the more authentic we are, the more we're going to scare away the people who are not meant to resonate with us, and the more we're going to attract those people who are really resonating with us. But if you don't shine your light like a lighthouse, people, the right tribe, the right people cannot see you, even in a vibrational field. So shine your light bright. I'm telling you, I'm telling me, be your authentic self. What have you got to lose? You know, the masks we wear are so damn heavy. I've had it with a family member today who, when I'm really thinking about it, does this add value to my life? Because I get these calls and kind of accusations that I'm, being reckless and what am I doing with my life? And I was thinking, I looked at it from a larger perspective, compassion, but I was also thinking, wow, I'm not going to dilute myself even for a family member. They're not obliged to understand me, and I'm not obliged to convince anyone. I'm okay with not being understood. What I'm not okay with is dimming my light or being incongruent. Because that is actually, for me, living in fear of someone else's judgment and living, in that sense, enslaved. I want to free myself. I want to liberate myself. I'm worthy to be myself. I'm going to shine that light out. And it will scare away who's not meant to be here, and it's going to attract who is. So if you're still here, then you're one of my tribe. And I thank you for being here. I appreciate every one of you. And I appreciate it when you like and share my videos because it also helps my channel grow, guys. There's this crazy algorithm. But in any case, deep down, I trust whoever needs to hear my message is going to naturally magnetize towards it or gravitate towards them. That's how it works on YouTube and in life in general. Yeah? And again, I am a coach, tarot reader. You've got my details in the description box below. Hit me up if you have any questions. You can also email me like, okay, Mel, I've never done coaching. How does it work? Just be curious, open up. And all I can say is that I provide a safe, high vibrational container, compassionate, non-judgmental, transformative, because I'm an anchor. I anchor my containers in a certain frequency, and together with your willingness to change, with your willingness to transform a situation or to witness or to look at something, we can create an alchemical process, transmute heavy emotions, be curious about a new timeline, imagine the higher self of you being embodied, using the mind as a beautiful tool to minimize the critical voices and to imagine ourselves in our desired state, in our desired future, and bring that future in your mind through our body into the present, and to learn what the next step is towards embodying that version of yourself in the here and now. So if any of this interests you, contact Magic Mel. Email is in the description box below. ¿De acuerdo? Y con esto, bandidos, os deseo un feliz, what are we at? Wednesday. And we're rolling. We are rolling into season 8, video episode 14 coming up muy soon. Ciao.